Hi y'all, welcome to my channel, welcome to the video. I'm Holly and this is my cat Zeke, who is so kindly joining me mid-bath. Aren't you, sir? It's like, yeah, don't bother me. Today's video is going to be me taking you through a bit of the process that I went through when designing a landing page for day 3 of the 100-day UI challenge. The 100-day UI challenge, I will link it below. You can there are going to be 2 links below. So one, you can sign up and give them your email, and every day except for the weekend you will get the 100-day prompt list. Or no, you won't get the list. You'll just get a different prompt every day. I will also link below a website where you can see the entire list of challenges and then how people have interpreted them. One thing that I keep in mind constantly is that nothing is original, right? Everyone is just sort of doing a variation on what's been done before. So while I don't think that it's right to directly copy someone, right? You don't want to do that, but it's definitely helpful to look at other people's designs. Maybe they have a component or a color scheme that you like and you can implement. Are you good? All right, I'll leave some different references down below, but I'm going to be taking you through day 3, my process. The software that I've been using is Figma. I'm a beginner. I am a true beginner with the whole UI, UX design, product design. So this has been a really good way to sort of just jump right into the saddle, get on the damn horse, do the thing, less overthinking, and just, crank them out. If I'm doing things wrong, if I'm doing things that make you scream inside, you can totally let me know in the comments. Any feedback, criticism, critique, whatever, leave it below, let me know. I'm not going to be giving a ton of tutorial-esque tips because I am such a beginner that I'm not really in the place to be trying to teach other people what to do. And this is more so to document my progress, my process. I'm going to do a complete overview of my notes, and then I'm going to throw them up split screen with the screen recorded footage that I've got of me actually working on the app component of the landing page, or the landing page for the app. You'll see what I mean. Okay. Day 3. These are my notes. Welcome. I took these in GoodNotes on my iPad. I am such a visual person that okay, this is something that's worth noting about my process. I am such a visual person, but I'm also someone who really has to physically handwrite just about everything. So these notes started as handwritten, and then I put them on my iPad, so hopefully they're a little bit more clear. What I do, and I continue to do throughout my entire process, is ask questions. Whether they are seemingly redundant, whether they appear to be like very rudimentary, basic interrogative questions, I continue to ask. It helps me think through things and unpack things. I'm someone, when I think about landing page, my mind, it's like there's so many possibilities that I sort of just freeze and think, landing page, where am I even supposed to start? So this is what helps me just start. Question number 1, what is it? Landing page. Question number 2 that I asked myself, where is it? I knew that I wanted to do a desktop landing page because the other 2 days of the challenge so far have been mobile. So I knew for sure desktop, and then I threw in a mobile one at the very end just to give myself kind of a challenge. What to consider, again, another fairly rudimentary question: text, image, font color, overall color, content. Content relates to the first question, which is, what is it? What do I want? I want a hero shot. I want minimal colors, minimal fonts, bold text, and I also want to add in social icons because my other 2 designs didn't really have any call to action as far as sharing or reposting goes. Number 4, what is it actually about? So these previous questions just answer the different elements that I want to include. But now, what is it actually about? I did day 2's challenge, which was a credit card checkout, all around my favorite shot of these Nike Dunks that are so I mean, they're an amazing shoe. The Ben & Jerry's Chunky Dunks. So that's how I decided what to make my previous one about, was something that I was visually attracted to. So I did the same thing here. An intention that I'm keeping in the back of my head throughout this is that I want all of these challenges to address a different industry. After I made the decision to make the landing page all about a car, I started to think, okay, maybe it's a website where you can go to customize your car, this, that, and the other, which will dictate menu options. But I started doing that and then thought, I just need to make this really, really basic for myself because it's something that I haven't done before. So I don't want to give myself more conceptual problems than I need to. I had to step back and just think, okay, I just want to articulate the challenge. So then I decided that I wanted just a big old transparent PNG of a Ford Bronco. I think it's a classic car. I think it's a good looking car. And I think the history behind the car itself is really interesting. So I changed gears and thought less about like customizing a Ford Bronco and just basic, what the hell is it? What's the history of it? And so that's where I started. So it's a landing page for a Ford Bronco, the history of the Bronco. And from there I decided that the menu options I wanted was an about page, so about the Bronco, a shop, maybe you can go there and buy a sweatshirt with a Bronco on it, you can buy a mug, you could, buy a koozie, whatever you need. I want an Explore page. This could really mean anything. In my mind, Explore takes you to this big kind of gallery of different Broncos. And then I have a search page, or a search. Number 5, similar to number 4, what does the page have? I want the page to have a menu. I want the page to have the Ford logo and the Bronco logo, which is something that I'm not totally sure if other people would advise against or for, is using imagery that is trademarked, like the Ford logo itself. If people think that you should just be making things completely from scratch and conceptualizing brands that aren't real for portfolio pieces. So that might be something that I have to change gears on later, but for today, I've chosen something that is, trademarked. So I want the Ford logo, I want the Bronco logo, I want the Bronco itself to be the hero image, and I want to include share icons that prompt you to share things to social media. I'm going to show y'all now how I actually executed and worked through this for the app. The last thing that I want to jump in and say before I show you the footage of me actually moving things around is that when the screen recording starts, I've already gotten about 3/4 of the way through this project. I will show the beginning stages to the end in the next video. I just wasn't, when I started this project initially, I wasn't thinking that I was going to be speaking about the process. And then halfway through, I thought, maybe I should document this. So that's why we sort of start halfway through. I've already made choices about font, color, size, shape, placement, and I'm just translating them from the desktop landing page to a mobile application. So that's why we're kind of starting in the middle of things. All right, here we go. I am going to start off by creating the same gradient that I've got on the desktop landing page. I'm going to drop in my Bronco and then set up some guides. So you see me here trying to make them even on both sides. I think that I've got the top set at like 24 pixels for the status bar. Then I'm sort of fudging the text around. Sometimes I'll draw out low fidelity wireframes and just shapes to figure out composition and placement. Other times I really just have to get in with the content, move things around, resize them, see them visually on the page itself so that I can understand how they relate and just make changes from there. So this is me trying to get the empty circle that I want instead of a full circle. So I'm just making small tweaks here, all part of the fun. Once I bring in all the different elements from the desktop, I'm almost just collaging them, right? Trying to adhere to the rule of eighths, so things are separated in distances that are divisible by 8. You can see I'm moving grids around, and I'm going into a Figma file that is open source and copy and pasting battery icons to make a status bar. Again, these are all open source, so if you Google Figma icons, they'll pop up. I brought this Ford PNG in just to throw something up in this middle section. I wasn't totally sure what I was going to put there to break things up. And then bringing in the Bronco element later on. Again, messing with text size and then placement of the image in the text. Trying to create, visual harmony, starting that gradient off at the bottom of the wheels so there's almost a horizon line. I added a drop shadow to the PNG itself, bringing in the share icons, and you'll see me messing with the size of those a lot. And then I'm going to Ford's website to bring in some text. You can use Lorem Ipsum. I'm not totally sure if that's what I should have done instead of having an actual copy, but that's just what I did for this exercise. Making it a little bit shorter. Again, making things distances apart that are divisible by 8. From here on out, once I brought in the elements, I'm filling negative space, trying to balance it with positive space, which is why I brought in that block of text, is to fill some space. Messing with alignment, keeping things at distances that are divisible by 8, bringing in the Bronco logo to fill a little bit more space. I've also turned down the opacity on the share icons, the Ford logo, as well as the Bronco icon to bring the attention to that really bold, big, crisp, bright white text in the middle. I added a search icon and I aligned it with the battery and then the hamburger menu on the left side, making the text a little bit smaller. Yeah, that's pretty much where I left things, adding in time so it looks more like a phone screen itself, because that's something that I left out of the other two that I think would have been beneficial. Here's me trying to figure out where the heck the Wi-Fi icon is, and I finally found it. So I'm throwing that in, making it white. This is what the final file looks like in Figma before it's exported. This is what the different UI challenges look like up on my website, which is hollyfjones.com. I've got 3 up there so far, so you can go and check them out, and this is the day 3. I'm not totally sure how I feel about the big rectangle behind the different pages, so I might change the files and get rid of that, or make it a little bit more visually engaging later on. But for now, this is what things look like. I've linked the challenges and some different references down below. If you're like me and you're learning something new, whether it be new software, anything new, be kind to yourself. Learning is a process. Everyone learns differently, and it truly takes a lot of practice to become good at something. And so, yeah, just be gentle, be kind, accept criticism, feedback, critiques, in any form that it comes. It's all good, and this is just the beginning. So I will see y'all in the next one. Until then, good luck and take care. Bye.